Good morning. Welcome back to the channel. This morning we're not taking pictures of covered bridges, at least not yet. There's not any in the area where I'm at, but we are at the McCloud Nature Preserve near North Salem, Indiana. On the third weekend in April, things are starting to green up a little bit. The sun's coming up here behind me. This is an area or a place I've never been. All right, and thought I'd come out this morning and take a hike and see what I could find. So I'll walk here a little bit, see if I can find any kind of compositions. So while I'm doing that, let's roll our intro, and I'll be back with you here in a few minutes. All right, well, I'm still walking around looking for compositions because, to be perfectly honest, there are just so many. Wow, this place is incredible. I've never been here before. First trip. What I thought I was going to do this morning, or what I am going to do this morning, is I came out, thought I'd look around, see if I could find some compositions and try actually using the RF 2.8. All right, for some landscape shots. We used it for video in the last video, and I figured we'd use it for an opportunity to take some pictures here, or images, still images, to kind of get a feel for how it works doing that. It's definitely a good lens for vlogging. I mean, granted, it wasn't perfect on the RP without any stabilization trying to handhold it, but as you see from the last video I shot, it wasn't too bad. I mean, even with me handholding it and struggling with it from time to time, it still turned out pretty nice. So hopefully from an image standpoint, it'll do just as good. We'll see as we do this. Now, what I have here in front of me as I'm walking down this trail, there's a really nice scene. I'll turn it around here so you can see it. Although I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to capture it. There's just so many things here. And I don't know if I want to go wide or if I want to focus in on something as we look around. But what you've got here, is Big Walnut Creek. And that is a train trestle that's apparently a little over 100 years old. I don't see those too often, and you can actually walk across it. So that's, pretty nice as well. But, this place is really pretty neat, to be honest. I'm going to keep looking around here, see what I can find. But, if you look over here, I really like this tree over here. It's white. I don't know what you call it. Is it a birch tree? Possibly. I really like the look of that. I like the stream. But I also like going back. You got the moon here up above, the train trestle, and you've got, the sun coming up over here to the left. How do you take and utilize some of this and turn it into an image? Well, we're going to keep walking here a little bit, see if we come up with something. Once we do, I'll show you what kind of an image I've come up with, and we'll work on that. So hold on for a couple minutes as I look around. So thank you. Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. So stay tuned here for a couple minutes. All right. So for our first image, I'm going to shoot this stream here. I'll show you the back of my camera. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn some of that off so you can see. But I'm using the rocks here kind of as a leading line, and shooting the stream as the sun's coming up a little bit off to the right, trying to capture hopefully a little bit of pink in the sky. Now, in this particular image, we're not going to expose to the right. We're going to expose properly. All right, and when you're doing this, or shooting with this one, you really like to use the circular polarizer, but I don't have the adapters, all right, for the RF 2.8, so we'll do it without, just to see how it turns out, because I really want to give this lens a shot in this kind of application to see what you get. But again, I'm going to shoot at f11 ISO 100, and as of this moment, I'm looking at about a 1.3, about a 1 second time to capture the image. So let's see what we do here. See how it turns out, and I'll show you the back of my camera. All right, and this is what we get doing that. So it's F11, ISO 100, basically about a second. All right, and you can see a little bit of the color and stuff coming in here into the water. And it's certainly kind of hard to tell in the sky, but once we post-process it, you'll see some of it, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but what you're really trying to do here, at least what I try to do, is I try to slow the water down a little bit, give you a little bit of blur as opposed to being able to see all the contours. Just something I like to do, you know, but that's pretty much how I'll take an image. Although I will use a circular polarizer just to try to knock down some of the glare. And by glare, you know, if you see in here some of this stuff, that's glare. You know, if I, with a circular polarizer, you can cut some of that out and actually see through the water. You know, but it's still, this is still going to be a very nice image. We're still at F11 ISO 100, even though the light's starting to come up. So we'll get a couple images here, and then we're going to move and turn around. And I think, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to set it up yet, but you can see over here behind me, you know, got a couple of those white trees along with the train trestle. Still got the moon up in the sky. Got some clouds, a little bit of color on them. I want to try to capture that as well. So we're going to take one more of these, and we're going to turn around and reestablish a composition. So let me get that lined up, and we'll come back and talk about that particular composition. All right, so basically all we've done here is really in the same spot, just move the tripod a little bit and turn around. Try to compose something out of this without having to move too much. Now sometimes you can do that, sometimes you can't, but I wanted to try it in this particular form. So, you know, give you a look here at the back of my camera so you can see where I'm at. All right, now right now, as you can see, we're exposing basically dead on. All right, and we're using a little bit of the shoreline and the rocks over here on this particular side, or on the left side of the image, all right, as a leading line into the trees. And in the background there, you've got the clouds. You've also got, you know, the railway bridge, you know, and everything there. And as you can tell, we're still at F11 ISO 100. Now what I'll do here in a second is I'll adjust this around somewhat so you can see. And if you're wondering, yeah, we're always shooting in manual. I always shoot in manual. So here we go again, 0.3 seconds. All right, so now what do we get? All right, so you get a little bit of reflection here in the water. As you see, you're kind of blurring out some of the water motion, you know, and you'll capture, as you post-process this, you're going to capture some of the sky. Yeah, some geese flying by. It's a nice place out here. Let's try this one more time, but this time we're going to take, now let's leave ISO at 100. Let's leave it there, all right? But let's change from F11, and let's go up to F16. All right, but now we want to try to do the same thing. So as you can see immediately, at 0.3 seconds, we're underexposed. So all we do is just adjust this back to the right. All right, and now give us what we want, and go ahead. Again, I programmed my camera so I've got a 2-second shutter delay. I encourage you to do the same thing. Gives it a chance to, you know, stop the motion, give you a little better image. So again, same thing. All right, and once you post-process this, you'll pick up a little bit more of the colors, a little bit more of the definition. All right, but that's how you shoot it. Let's do it one more time. Actually, this time though, let's do something a little different. Let's go down to F8. All right, again, we're showing you here how to do this in manual. So then we just adjust our shutter speed down, okay, to give us back to where we're dead on. You can see what our histogram looks like up here. And again, now we're at 1/8 of a second. Now what's going to happen here is you're not going to get as much blur in the water. All right, so you're going to see a little bit more of the real contour of the water. All right, so now, again, hard to tell on the back of a camera. I'll try to throw a couple of these in here at the end, you know, so you can see, you know, the little bit of the differences. But that gives you an idea, you know, how to do this stuff. You know, now, a couple other pieces of information or notes of interest. When you're out doing this stuff, especially when you're out by yourself, don't be like me and be stupid. All right, you know, when you're in an area you don't really know, or trying to do something in an area you don't really know, you need to be real careful. This morning I wasn't so careful. As we were walking along here, I was trying to climb across some of the rocks up here in front of me. As you can see, those rocks right there. And those rocks weren't very steady, and they moved, and I slipped and fell on the rocks. All right, now didn't break anything, thank God, but it could have been a lot more serious, and there is nobody else around here. Okay, this place is 232 acres, and you know, this early in the morning, it doesn't appear to be anybody out here but me and some geese and some birds, which is great. But you know, if you get hurt, you know, to where you can't call anybody. By the way, there is no cell reception out here, so like most times, I seem to find myself in the middle of nowhere. All right, so you want to make sure that you're safe at all times. Don't emulate what I do. Okay, that wouldn't be smart. You know, try to travel. You know, instead of by yourself, maybe go with somebody. You know, or go to an area where at least there's somebody. You know, because again, I could have been hurt this morning, and I really wouldn't have been able to anything I could have done. So be smart, at least smarter than me. All right, now you look. I just wanted to mention it. For the first time, I bought this last fall, and for the first time, I'm getting to wear my adventure hat. Hopefully, you'll get to see it a little bit more. And we get out and, you know, go on some adventures together. Can't wear it in the wintertime because my ears get too cold, but certainly as it starts to warm up, this is a beautiful spring morning, you know, I can actually wear the adventure hat. So, you know, there are links to the adventure hat and the camera, you know, and my lenses and everything that I'm using. You know, there are links in the description for all that. There's also a link, you know, to my website, my Instagram page, and my Flickr page if you like to look at those. You know, I'm going to end the video here. I want to thank everybody for coming along. You know, I'll post some images, as I said, here at the end so you can see how it works with the 16 2.8. I think I may try to take this image here, you know, maybe even turn back around and do the image behind me with the 15 to 35, or maybe even something a little different, you know, and see what kind of images I get with that yet before I leave this morning. But thanks for coming along. Appreciate it very much. Remember to get out and use whatever you have. You know, get out and enjoy life. Life's way too short. I keep saying that. Just don't be stupid in the morning like I just did a little bit ago. Yeah, you don't want to do that. But remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Continue to grow the channel. Man, I can't even speak this morning. So thanks for coming along, everybody. Appreciate it.